Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Yuri, aka Russian Prototype. It is August 25th, Wednesday of year 2019. And tonight, I am talking to you about personal story shared by one of my subscribers. Quite fascinating thing it is to be a content creator, let me tell you. And one of the reasons why is because you get to interact with people, with real people who after a while start sharing incredible insights in their own personal life. Things that you would never, ever, ever expect to hear from strangers, not even from your friends, let alone complete strangers. Yet, people will send messages, people will ask questions, people will share very intimate parts of their life. And I draw interest in a lot of those things. I am sort of fascinated by things that people are going through in their life. And quite frankly, when I see something interesting like this pop up, I just make a piece of content out of it. I do it respectfully. I never put person on blast. I never really share their information or things that really relevant, because what's really relevant is the situation that people go through, right? How can we take some of these things, some of these examples, and analyze it and try to make sense out of it? Or maybe it could be an example for some of us. So I feel like there's a lot of opportunities that present themselves simply from other people's examples. Let's see who we have in the house tonight before we jump in, shall we? Kaya, I think you were first one. Uh, Shout out to you and thank you for being here. Kai said, "Hi, Yuri. I'm looking forward to another great insight into your mind." Well, thank you very, very much. I'm actually looking forward to it as well because I never know. I don't plan for these things in terms of what I'm going to say. I'm planned for the things that I want to showcase in this case or things that I want to review. But afterwards, a lot of times it just flows. Today, I don't even have points based on what we're going to see. So it's just going to be free flowing conversation. Cheyenne, hi guys. Hello. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Always a pleasure to see you. Heather is in the house. Hello, hello. Thank you for hanging out. Always a pleasure. Becky, hello everyone. Hi Becky. Thank you for hanging out. A pleasure to see you. Jamie is here. Hello. Hopefully you had a good nap earlier. Um, Shout out to Jamie for donation. Appreciate you very, very much. Your support means the world to me. Thank you for being here. Ruby is here. Thank you so much for being here. And Ruby actually made donation as well. So this community has been on fire. I appreciate everyone, every single one of you so, so very much for your support, for your love, and for your attention. You have been joining these live streams and we've been interacting. So this is a blessing. Let's see. How do we want to do this? How do we want to do this? Basically, I want to dive into my DM and show you exactly what's been sent and go one message at a time and kind of discuss it and talk about it and kind of get your take on these things. See what do you think about all of this. All right. Mind you, this was a Facebook DM from a subscriber that I never talked with before. So this is why I started this live show by stating that you just never know what you're going to get. You have absolutely no idea. Once you start making content and you open yourself up for certain opportunities um, and assert yourself within a certain area, people start reaching out. This is, I guess, a cool thing about being a content creator. But it's also one of those things that you can't really predict, I would say. Things is going to happen. So this was a random Facebook DM from a subscriber I've never talked with. And then we're going to go ahead and dive into this. All right. So I'm going to read it to you and I'm going to comment on it as we go. I'm going to not just show you the entire conversation first. I'm going to show you bits and pieces. Well, we're going to go part by part. I think there are a total of, looks like 9 screenshots over here. So we're just probably going to do 2 to 3 at a time and then talk about it. All right. So while I'm going through each screenshot, comment your thoughts. Let me know what like, you know, what are you feeling at the time? Let me know what are you thinking. Ask questions. Let's get the discussion going as we're going through this screenshot. All right. So here we go. Here we go. The first one, the first message is, hi, can you help me with a situation? Regarding a situation. Russian man. I hooked up with one. He was looking for sex, but I ended up falling in love with him. Would there be a chance to date or not? After sex, would he fall in love or not? It's kind of interesting that, you know, that was the question, because it feels like we've been talking about these things quite a bit lately. We have 2 shows that we did regarding to casual sex, whether it's good for you, whether it's bad for you, right? So now I'm getting these messages, right? So after she said, after sex, would he fall in love or not? I really liked him. Going to the next one. Also, I'm Persian and he's Russian. What do you think? Do they date foreign girls, or should I give up hope? I really liked him, but he just wanted sex. So I responded, hello, did you reach out to me on YouTube also? No, just here. Okay. I said, it's hard to say what's going to happen. Is he still talking to you after you hooked up the first time? And then she sent this. Well, long story, but he made clear it's just sex. I went to his house, he hooked up, but no sex yet. Just fooled around. But I was really sad when he said he's just looking for hookup. He saw I'm heartbroken. He felt bad, I guess, but still he stick to his word, but also said if wanted more, have to date, but never did. Then I stopped seeing him. No more hooking up because I was really heartbroken. So I think what I'm getting out of this is that at first there seemed to be some sort of agreement that there would be no sex. Maybe there was some sort of, you know, like a foreplay involved, kissing or something like that. And that, based on what I'm getting out of this, there was no sex at first. But then she said, after this message, she's saying, I finally did have sex, but it was just once. After he said that, I was heartbroken, but still had sex because I liked him that much. I was crazy about him. And of course, I was younger and, you know, wanted fun and sexual experience, never had. I'm subscribed to your YouTube channel. And then she had another comment, which I'm going to show you. So these first 3 slides or screenshots really drive the point home that, you know, she liked the guy. She at first was hanging out with guy and try to make some sort of rule, for lack of the better word, for him, that he that they don't have sex. They just, you know, hang out. Maybe they were doing again something, but they were not intimate. And then she eventually said, okay, I'm willing to break the rule or cross the line. They had sex. Um, and then afterwards, she was really heartbroken because apparently she liked him very, very much. And then he never really saw her as a long-term partner. That's what I'm getting out of this. Um, so let's look at some comments before we continue. Let's look at some comments. Heather said, right. And why won't she talk to the guy himself? Good. I like it. So there's going to be a lot of questions. And I think some of the questions may be answered in a little bit, but keep them coming. Keep them coming. Take him at his word. Yeah, he means what he said. He didn't mean anything else. I think that was pretty clear as well, right? It's pretty clear that he wasn't going to do anything with her in serious matters. Felicia, hello. Thanks for being here. Falling in love and falling in lust are two different things. Yes, it is. It is not one and the same whatsoever. Heather said, I wonder if she lost her virginity to him. That's a good question. I don't think that that's being mentioned in any of her messages. Jamie said, women do this all the time. They have hopes about something and do things to win them over, even when it's been made clear. This is already been brought up as well, but I am kind of, I've never been aware of that concept, aware of the concept of being so full of hope and being so optimistic about something developing when, especially when expectations been set beforehand. um, this is quite fascinating thing to experience, like hearing women on this channel, my subscribers, saying these things, um, because I really was not ever aware of that. I never was aware that women will do that. Let's see. Felicia said, I hate this for her. I don't like it either. I can feel she's going through it. Becky said, how long were they talking before they hooked up? I think it's coming. That information is coming. So wait just a little bit. Jamie said, I think this is also an age thing. It's usually younger women who go this way. Poor girl. Heather said, and Jamie, she mentioned sexual inexperience too. Hence, I was wondering if he was her first. Exactly. I hear this from teens and 20 something a lot. This could have made her a bit clingy also. I like these conversations. I like these comments because it's so interesting to see how, like, all of you picking up on different things and you responding differently depends on, where your mind goes and how you feel about this situation, right? That's what really makes it interesting to read it and to share it with everyone. But let's continue on. Let's look at next couple screenshots. So we stopped at, and of course I was younger and wanted fun and sexual experience never had. Then she continues to say, I'm subscribed to you on YouTube. And the next thing, but I noticed you didn't really cover my questions before. I think he wanted to continue sex and hook up with me, but that's all. But I was angry and didn't allow because I want him date first and be in a relationship, then sex as much as he wants. But I'm wondering, is he even racist or not? Also, he's married now to a white girl, not Russian, but white. And then I asked, are you in USA? She said, no, we both live in Canada. And I just responded to her remark about, but I noticed you didn't really cover my questions before. I said, send me a screenshot of your comments that I did not respond to. Because normally I respond to all the comments on YouTube. So sometimes when people say that, I want to understand if I missed a comment, or for some reason I didn't see the comment, or if YouTube didn't show me a comment. So I typically ask those type of questions if I hear things like that. So the next screenshot is, no, we both live in Canada. I said, what time zone? Eastern time. Um, I don't know what this is pertains to. No specific issue I have. I wanted to know what you think, your opinion. And then I said, how long ago all of this happened? Like 9 years ago. I was 24, now 31. And then I said, why are you asking about all of this now? Is this still relevant? She said, because I always think about him and want him. I missed him. Also, we both married, but we're probably going to have an affair. So let's stop here real quick. So one thing that I found astonishing is the fact that it's been 9 years. Let me repeat that. It has been 9 years. Now, granted, she did not mention at what point she got married and at what point he got married. So at first I was like, okay, they just cheating on each other while they're married. But then I realized that I don't know whether or not that's the case. Okay? Trying to play investigator here. We don't know based on what she said they've been cheating or not cheating. But the emphasis that I'm making right now, it's been 9 years. When they were intimate, she was 24. Now she's 31. I mean, I don't know how good of a you must have in order for you to still think about this in 9 years. Now, look, I can understand if there was like a relationship, right? I can understand if there was attachment. I can understand if they share some like long-lasting experiences, if they have children, if they were married, if there was like emotional bond. I can understand that. But it's difficult for me to understand few instances of, you know, some sexual activity. Now, this is where I think also it must be mentioned that we talked about how women approach some of the sexual relationships versus how men approach these sexual relationships. And based on this example, clearly this woman seemed to be emotionally attached to a significant degree to this man. Because I don't think you can do that and feel that way just based on this one exchange after 9 years. That just doesn't make sense to me. I'm sure you'll tell me in the comments if it makes sense to you. Because 9 years is a significant amount of time. It's a significant. We're not talking about 2 or 3 years, you know? We're not talking about couple of years. Even couple of years, I think it's significant for just if we're talking about just some casual sex. We're talking about 9 years. Let's look at some comments. Let's look at some comments. If I can just assuming sex will make a man change a man into wanting to commit is a very naive way of thinking. Yes. Heather said, damn, he's married. Jamie said, it absolutely is. And I think men take advantage of this too. Let's see. And that's something, a predatory way of thinking on the man's part, taking advantage of a woman's vulnerability. These people all need Jesus. Cheyenne said, I loved Jewish guy. I loved Jewish guy, hoping he will love me back. Never happened. He just wanted sex. He said it from the beginning. Also, we could never marry. The wife needs to be Jewish. Took me 5 years to move on. Goodness. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to go through this, but thank you so much for sharing this. I know it's not easy to talk about these things. Cheyenne said, so I understand her pain. Thank you for being here. Said, hello, everyone. What have I just walked into this life, Yuri? That's right. Some drama. It's what you walked into is a real life situations that will look like you're watching Desperate Wives of Atlanta. That's what it is. These real life situations, you can't make that stuff up. Okay. This is going to be better than any reality show that you came across before. That's what you just walked into, realness. Kai said, we need to teach our young women to have some standards and self-respect. This is actually society's problem. Having said that, she's a woman now and should be responsible for her actions. You see, what I like about this is that, we have different opinions from different people, because I think there was a previous comment from Felicia saying that that's somewhat a predatory way of thinking on the man's part. And then Kaya said, she's a woman now and should be responsible for her own actions. I think ultimately you are responsible for your actions. And in this case, like both of them, the reason I wanted to name these two wrongs don't make it right, because it seems like both people seem to be in the wrong to me, especially if they've been married at the time, especially if that's the case. But I think ultimately it comes down to personal responsibility. She did not have to sleep with him. Yeah, the desire is there, but she didn't have to. Am I judging her? No, I'm not judging her. We're all humans. We all make mistakes. But I think that maybe we can start thinking ahead of those things, right? When we doing those type of actions, maybe we can start thinking 2-3 steps ahead. What does it actually mean in the future, for the sake of the future, right? And I think sometimes people are in the moment. I think we are victims of a moment. First love, I'm guessing, so that's always the hardest one to move on from. But she was 24. It's not 16. It's not 17. It's 24. 24 is a grown woman. 24 is a grown woman. It's not a child. I don't believe that. And even if it's your first experience at 24, you're an adult. You're not a child anymore. You can think things through. All right? I moved on from my first love with the quickness. That man was insane. They need more self-confidence and more encouragement, not encouragement to make man the be all and all their world too. I like this vibe. I would love to hear more DMs. Remind me of strawberry letters asking for advice. Heather, don't forget about strawberry letters asking for advice. I remember that. But daddy, I love him stage. And then later realizing how F up that person was, and I reflecting on that time I wasted. Well, Felicia, at least you were wise enough to leave. Some women never wise up. There's silver lining in everything, right? To be fair, these men did say up front they only wanted sex. Let's not forget that. This is another argument that some women can do the casual sex thing without catching feelings. No judging, just saying. Becky said it's not easy to have casual sex and not feel something sometimes, especially if you are friends or feel a bond before it gets physical. So this is the thing. I know we talked about friends with benefits and all of that stuff. But some man, I had a conversation with someone. Um, I think even a couple of you. I know Felicia experimented with that and try. I think you tried to ask somebody if they would come over and hook up. Um, some of your men friends, but I've also spoke with someone, with another woman who I deem an attractive woman, and she was telling me about all her friends and that she has real friends, male friends, and I asked her to do the same thing, like, hey, what do you think would happen if you ask them to just verbatim, like, hey, would you come over and hook up with me? What do you think would happen? And the thing is, I think that women don't even like the idea of proposing that, because if they find out the truth, for one thing, they don't believe that. They don't believe it's the case. They don't believe that it's impossible for men and women to be friends, right? But I also think that a lot of women dislike the idea of them finding out that their so-called male friend will take them up on their offer to hook up. So when I was talking to this woman, that I just mentioned to you, she's an attractive woman. She's an older woman, and she was telling me about her friends, and I just said, like, look, I mean, would you consider just texting him and asking them to come over? And she wouldn't even listen to that, right? So then, for me, I think some people live in illusion. They live in a world where they way more comfortable thinking that they have friends, and they much rather have it that way as opposed to trying to expose the truth. Because you know what? My thing is, I could be wrong, but prove me that I'm wrong. Prove yourself that you're right. If you really think that they're your friends, these so-called people, then ask them. Ask them. Don't give him the context. Don't tell him, like, oh, I watched this live stream and this guy said that it's impossible for male and female to be friends. Of course, then the guy will be like, well, she just want to prove me wrong or whatever, right? Don't do none of that. Just one night, not mentioning anything else, just text. If you think he's your friend, just text and say, hey, I'm feeling horny, will you come over tonight? Or imply, like, hey, you're going to get some, will you come over tonight? And that's it. And see what happens. See what happens. Don't shoot the messenger. By the way, thank you so very much to every single one of you who donated to the channel. I just wanted to mention a couple of opportunities to support the channel. Um, you can click on a $ below the comment section, and you have a chance of the super chat or super sticker. And then you can also see the link underneath, PayPal me/Russian prototype. Every single dollar that I receive will be put back in the channel to improve context, to improve content, to improve equipment, and to make it better. So thank you all very, very much for your support. I have an amazing community that constantly showing me a lot of support. So I really, really appreciate that. So that was just my side point. That was my side point about friends. It's plain and simple. Heather said, Yuri, some people are late bloomers. I mean, how late? I mean, look, I mean, yeah, we can say that, Heather, but I also think people should take responsibility, right? Look, I'm not judging. I'm not saying I've made plenty of mistakes. I'm just saying that I think there's got to be accountability, right? So if you were not married at the time and you wanted to hook up with the guy, who am I? Who am I to judge you? I'm not. I can't judge you. I'm not going to do it. My only thing is, if you seem unhappy and you still, in your mind, you're going through some tough time because of that particular situation, then, obviously it begs the question, what's going on? After 9 years, you still cannot move on. So that's concerning for your own sake. Jamie said, Yuri, women, a lot of them are kept and told to be certain way in regards to men in their place. Yeah, expand on that, Jamie. That's interesting. Hello, your mother. Thank you for joining. Great to see you. If a man tells you he just wants to use you, then he means it. If he tells you verbatim, I would believe him. I have no reason not to believe him. Why not? Felicia said, this is why women and men are different. We move different ways in life. Women move more with their emotions. Men are more logical. Well, some. Jamie said, I have a mentoring group with several young women ages 16 to 24. I hear way too many times about these types of situations, so I may be a little biased. I think we're all a little biased. I mean, I think it's difficult to be completely unbiased, right? If you're just joining the stream, be sure to smash the like button. We're talking about real stuff over here. We're talking about a real situation. I'm diving into my DM to showcase interaction with one of the subscribers through Facebook Messenger. And we're just going through comments and talking about this particular situation. So stick around. Make sure to smash the like button because we're talking about some real sticky stuff here. Becky said, the best thing to do when there is an argument to keep it casual and you start getting feelings is to push him in the friend zone. Stop sleeping with him because you will only break your own heart. Here's the thing. Here's another. This is a really good point to ask that question. And Kaya, thank you so much for the super chat, super sticker. I appreciate you very, very much. It means a lot. Thank you for your support. So, in regards to Becky's comment, Becky said the best thing to do is when there is an agreement to keep it casual and you start getting feelings is to push him in the friend zone. I have a question. Why women even do that? I mean, like, can you tell me what is the purpose of him? Because, like, I understand that maybe you want to have this one guy in your life, right? But I'm amazed that there are some women who literally try to be friends with every single male that they come across, and they don't like something, they put them in the friend zone. Guys just stop talking to women, right? but women want to be friends. Isn't it odd to you? And I'm not talking about, again, like, this one guy who just like, oh my god, I want him in my life because he maybe he can fix some things in my house. He could be a good friend, or maybe he can really have like a conversation with me. Again, debatable. But some women will put all these guys in friend zone, and they will pretend to be friends, and they will carry conversation, and they will rarely talk, but they will label it as friends. Why put them in the friend zone? Like, I don't. What I mean is, I understand why women say we can be friends. It's a polite way of saying I don't want to sleep with you. But I feel like there are some women who will put them in the friend zone, and they will keep in touch with the man. Do you understand why some women doing it? Because if you do, please explain it to me. Explain me the point behind it. So this is what we were talking about. You start getting feelings is to push him in the friend zone. Stop sleeping with him, because you will only break your own heart. Strong ballerina is in the house. Thank you for being here. I don't advise doing that. It could put strain on a good friendship, but I know what your point is. So this is good convo, because I think we're getting a couple different opinions in here. Thank you so much, Kai. I really appreciate that. That means the world to me. Thank you. Heather said she'll definitely accountable for wanting an affair with him. Felicia said, yeah, she wrong for that way of thinking. Lindsay's in the house. What's up, Lindsay? Long time no see. So happy to see you here. On my last break at work, just wanted to say hi. Thank you for jumping on. Jamie said, we teach girls to be pretty for men, not themselves. We teach women to have family and children above exploring their dreams. We teach women to be nice instead of standing up for themselves. Your mother, who is to blame for a broken heart if a man warned you in advance? I'm just reading these comments. It's fun to read. I don't even necessarily need to comment on each one. It's just great to read them. I think it's the same comment that you said before, Lindsay. I hope you have a great day at work or great night at work. Felicia said, this is why I try to teach my daughter to think more on a logical sense than emotion. I know I can protect her all the time from getting hurt, but just because you are a woman, you don't need to be soft in certain situations. No male friends for me unless they are internet friends. Interesting. Interesting. Good to know. Lindsay said, hope you all have a good night. Sorry not be able to hang anymore. No worries. Work comes first, Lindsay. Your mother, in some ways, both. He knows what he wants. He could take his eggplant elsewhere. She should also walk away. Eggplant? I've never heard eggplant before. If a guy, if guy's my friend, I only like him as friend. I'm not into him that way. I'm glad to hear that about your daughter. I wish more moms did the same. At Felicia. Wait, what? If you are in the friend zone, you are a friend, so contacting them on the platonic level should not be an issue. No, I was asking, what is the point to put people that you date, for women, in the friend zone and interact with them later? I mean, like, you know, isn't it easier to tell somebody that you're not interested and just stop it? Why this conversation need to take place, you need to be in the friend zone? What is the, I think majority, like, I just don't see that majority. uh I don't want to use majority. I have no idea whether it's majority or not, but I just have a hard time imagining that women would really want to keep some of these men as their friends, the ones they don't see suitable for dating purposes. If you don't see a guy suitable for dating, for dating purposes, what is the purpose of having him as a friend in the friend zone? Just standing, just being there on the standby. It just seems to be odd to me. It's an odd concept. Why not tell the guy, sorry, I'm not interested. I do not feel the spark. Good luck to you. Why people feel awkward doing this in the United States? That's what I'm wondering about. Is that true? Do most girls and women only pretty themselves up for men? I do it for myself first. Boom. Love yourself first. For me, going back to friends isn't to punish the guy. Occasionally, when it happens, I always tell them the truth that I'm getting feelings and having a hard time keeping it casual. Oh, we're back on men. Oh, we're back to men and women can be friends again. Yeah, apparently we just came back to that for a moment. Oh, I misunderstood Yuri. Oh no, I'm not friends with guys I dated. All right, good stuff. So next thing, we stopped. Let me bring it back. Let me bring it back. We stopped right here. We talked about that it's been 9 years. She was 24, now 31. I was asking her, why are you asking about all of this now? Is it still relevant? She said, because I always think about him and I want him. I missed him. Also, we're both married, but we're probably going to have an affair. Notice the language. We're probably going to have an affair. Yeah. That's married people talking. Shit's frightening. So because we both have problems in our marriage. So apparently this is how people solving their marriage issues. They just having affairs. So let's stay here for a second. Let me vent. Hashtag vent. For one thing, I like how she said, because we both have problem in our marriage. She just, she just said that for her own sake, for her own marriage, and then she also said it for his marriage. She's a spokesman for both. And the problem that occur in marriages, the first thing is not to go to psychiatrist, is not to do some self-reflection, is not to look for help as elsewhere, read some books, watch some videos, have insightful conversation, heart-to-heart conversation with your partner. The solution is to have an affair. The solution is to have an affair. Now look, I've never been married. I don't know what it's like to live with someone for 9 years. I don't know. I don't want to be judgmental. You know? Um, I don't know the entire story. There could be so many other things that are involved in this whole story that I'm not aware of. But I still want to believe idealistically that there is a better way to handle this. I mean, like, when you start going that route, there's no going back from it, right? Um, because marriage is just different. Not that I'm saying it's okay to cheat when you're dating, but dating is dating. It's, you don't have the commitment. You don't have the ring. You don't have the ring. When you have the ring on, it makes it different. It's a commitment to that person, right? You're supposed to be able to work stuff out. You're supposed to, when you say ring, when you put the ring on and when you accept the ring, you're saying, I'm gonna try for that person. I'm gonna be better version of myself. I'm gonna do my best, right? So I guess partially, like maybe partially, I feel like people not doing it. Maybe as a society, we just becoming less and less equipped to do this, to put the family first. And that's a little bit disheartening to me. Again, I don't want to come across judgmental. I don't know this woman. I don't know what kind of situation she has in her family. Um, I have no idea. But in my mind, I can't help but to think, Lord, I don't want to be in her predicament. I don't want to get to a point where I'm married and I'm just intentionally, you know, looking to take this type of step. Let's continue on. So she said, because we both have problems in our marriage. And I asked her, are you still in touch? She said, he was looking for affair, was recently like back in September, not anymore. This is the recently, September, recently. This is August. So she means like almost 1 year ago, recently. I guess if the main thing happened 9 years ago, 1 year is just a blink of an eye, right? Recently, like back in September. Like, guys, I want you to think about it too. Like, look, if if you that unhappy in your marriage, if you that unhappy in your marriage that you are thinking about something that happened last September, or because she's saying he was looking for an affair like back in September. That means they had a conversation almost a year ago, and she remembered that he was looking for an affair last September. The, there's got to be more things on your mind. I'm sorry. I just got to say, it's got to be more things on your mind, like job, like maybe kids potentially, maybe going on vacations, maybe you can start a YouTube channel. Maybe you can find your passion, something that will allow you to be your full self, rather than thinking about something that happened last September. Again, this is my opinion. I'm an opinionated person. You might not agree with me. I don't know how she feels. I just find it so different. So different. So he was looking for an affair, was recently like back in September, not anymore. This is the irony. I have someone else, but always think about him and wish I had him. I don't love my husband the same way. And I told her I would like to talk about this on my live stream without mentioning any of your information, of course. Um, and then she asked, so will you discuss there? What time? Um, but look, that we just uncovered something very important. She said, I don't love my husband the same way. So we just keep peeling this onion, yo. We just keep peeling. First, it was just an affair. Then it was a hookup with sex. Then we find out that it was 9 years. Then she said, like, he mentioned something in September. And then we came to a point where she's saying, I don't love my husband the same way. I mean, what are you doing in this marriage? Is living with somebody you don't love becoming more important in terms of bills and a comfort level than feeling true joy, happiness, and true love? Is that where we're at? Is splitting bills together and mortgage together is more important than living with someone that you love? Let's see some comments. Let's see some comments. I don't know where I stopped, as always, but we'll try to find. Let's just start here. Oh, I think I found it. I think Becky said, for me, going back to friend isn't punish the guy. Occasionally, when it happens, I always tell the truth. I'm getting feelings and having a hard time keeping it casual. I think that was the last comment. Oh, here we go. Yes, we talked about this. Um, your mother said, I don't have many guy friends. The ones I do have, I keep distant. Jamie said, I get advice from guy friends all the time about my BF, and I give them advice about women. If you want to know about guys' views, it's best to ask a guy and vice versa. Whoa. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, your mother. Heather said she fantasizes about this in her head and is counting on this affair. Affair is never good, girl. Don't do it. And she needs to tell her husband that's not fair to him. Gotcha. Those folks are then put in a dead zone for me. You like me, I don't like you, so you are now dead to me. Some men think they can change a woman's mind. No new friends in my Drake voice. Nice. There's always some sort of zone. If it's not friend zone, then it's dead zone or gone zone or buy zone. Oh, an affair isn't going to fix anything. It's just a way to blow it up. I say again, what a mess. And she's just assuming he would be down for the affair also. She had no business getting married if she had not let go of the past. That's my humble opinion. I tend to think similar to your mother in that regard. I was with her until the affair part. They both can go to hell together. Sorry, had to say it. That's not a solution. Don't create a bigger problem than it already is. Hoping there are no kids involved. Ah, man. I agree with you, Felicia. I agree with you 100%. Counseling. She sounds obsessed, to be honest. Strong ballerina. She will not be able to move on with her life and experience real love until she releases him. An affair in a one-way bumpy road with a cliff at the end. Do you know why she's married to her current husband? I don't believe that she mentioned it, but we're going to look through the comments in a little bit. I mean, through the message. She needs to let go and cut all contact. Her life will be so much better and she will be able to see more clearly. Kaya, this is a very hard situation to have dumped into your DM, hoping it's rare. Yeah, that doesn't happen all the time. Although I've been getting some interesting DMs lately. I pick and choose what I want to share, but this is by far the most dramatic one, I would say, because this is like just it's an avalanche of things. She'll never have a happy ever after with this jerk. Maybe she just likes his sexual skill. She probably wakes and goes to sleep thinking about this. I wonder if she's causing a distance in her marriage because she never let go of a guy from 9 years ago. Just a thought. It's a good thought. I think she has idealized him in her head too. So to her, he's a dream guy. She's in love with her fantasy idea of him. Sounds like the Netflix show Sex Life, where the wife goes back to the ex-boyfriend because the sex was so great and she fell out of love with her husband. Oh, that's just terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. M said, Yuri, it seems like woman is unhappy with marriage and naively and selfishly want to live in the past of fantasy world. She needs therapy, not an affair. Look, I didn't want to really say it to begin with, um, but you have to wonder. You have to wonder at what point you would want to ask for help. Where's this point, right? Um, I'm of the opinion that people should be able to work things out for the most part. I mean, therapy was not an option in Russia. I mean, it's available, it's there, but you never hear about people doing that. Like, people, it's just not. It, it's not a thing that people do. You never, you never hear people talk about it. It's like there's so many problems that your psychological well-being is always on the background, whether you like it or not. But here, on the other hand, I mean, like, I think people can focus on relationships more. It's more stable environment in this country. And yeah, I think that if you desire a stable, happy marriage, but this is what you're getting, and you obviously telling these things to somebody else, so clearly you can see it's written, you can see that is on your mind. I mean, you got to recognize the fact that maybe it is time to seek some professional help. And I'm not saying that with a smirk on my face. I'm saying that because it can really benefit that person. And I hope that it can benefit the marriage if she's still interested in saving her marriage. Notice I said if. That's why Yuri said she should grow up, Jamie. I get what he was saying now. She's doing too much for me. Chill. Strong Ballerina said, "What kind of marriage was it? Arranged love situation?" I don't think she talked about it. I think it was just a regular marriage. I wasn't married, but I was with a man for 7 years. Complicated. I got complicated the last year, and he started seeing someone else. I think you meant to say it got complicated. He told me before he did it. I was angry. We fell out of love over time. I'm sorry you had to go through this. Yuri, let us know when she drops the update that they are expecting. It's funny and it's not at the same time, you know. Oh boy, my screen name makes me crack up. That is funny. I think she definitely thinks about this affair more than the guy does. He has a hold on her and probably doesn't even know it. You were born alone and will die alone. Rely on your inner light and let the universe guide you to your purpose within singularity. A great peace will come over you. You will feel light as a feather. Maybe I will respond with that to her. I need to just copy and paste this piece, um, because that is like comforting, you know. She's a mess, and so is the guy. I also think there needs to be personal responsibility. I just like to look at the reasons why people do what they do. It's a mentoring side effect. Let's see how many likes we have, because it's getting heavy over here. These things are getting really heavy. We have 14 likes and 12 people watching. That means we're in really good shape. That means these people came in, gave a like, and left. It was probably Lindsay who gave a like, one of the people. Heather said, child, 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 old school, honey child, African American. I'm not exactly sure. You're going to have to probably do more explanation to me, but I think everyone has some great points on this and great views. It makes me think from a different view, which is good. I couldn't get this DM sent to me. I would say all what I feel at the moment. She probably would be ready to fight me. Yuri, not chill, child, similar to pronunciation of child. If she's not happy with her husband, she needs to let the husband go so she can find someone that really loves and wants him. I'm teaching you all my slang, Yuri. Felicia, God help me. Black Fox Beach, Yuri. Nice. Curious Light, hello. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Great to see you. I think she needs to be single for a year with no guy contact. Some interesting comments. I like it. I like it, 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 like it. Let's continue to read because there's a few more things that we need to get to. We stopped. Um, I was amazed when she said, "I don't love my husband the same way." So I said I would like to talk about it on my live stream without mentioning any of your information, of course. So you will discuss there what time. I said, she said, he was just charming and seductive, and I felt he would make a great partner and be loving and gentle, which my husband is usually the opposite. So she said that about the guy that she had an affair with. He was just charming and seductive, and I felt he would make a great partner and be loving and gentle, which my husband is usually the opposite. So I told her I may just keep this topic for tomorrow or Thursday live show. She said I will be at work, so I can't watch. I asked her at 9 p.m. She said Canada time. Yes, when exactly tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern time. And she continued to say, and also the irony here, my husband is Russian too. But I'm always thinking about this other one. These women are on the prowl for Russian men. She had a Russian husband. and she had an affair with a Russian. I never knew Russians were in demand. I gotta be careful. She had two Russians. Two Russians. Married to one, slept with another one. Bang, bang. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. She got two Russians. Two. She in a Russian sandwich. Have you ever had Russian sandwich? Russian sandwich does not have bread on both sides. Russian sandwich, some of them, just for your information, it has bread, butter, and then sausage or cheese. So in a way, she's a butter between sausage and bread. Does that make sense? She's in the Russian sandwich. Goodness gracious, people, what is going on? This is ridiculous. So she goes on to say, and also the irony here, my husband is Russian too, but I'm always thinking about this other one. I wanted him marry me and have baby with me. So apparently she wanted to have baby with the guy that she had an affair with, but maybe it just didn't work out, right? So she said, which city in USA? Then she continues to say, do Russian guys date a girl they sleep with? I really wanted to have sex with him more, but we kind of got into a heated argument and I said some mean stuff. He won't talk to me anymore, at least for now. Also, was my first time sex. It had an effect on me. I think she meant to say it was my first time sex. Was my first time sex. I don't think she meant to say it was her first time. I think she's saying was my first time sex had that type of effect on me. Look, I don't even know anymore. I don't know if maybe she's trolling me. Maybe she's trolling me, huh? Maybe she's just having fun and I'm just taking it as if it's a real situation. Cuz she's just coming back with some crazy stuff. It just gets crazier and crazier. I really wanted to have sex with him more, but we kind of got into a heated argument. What are you arguing about? You sleeping together. You're not even married. You just banging together, right? You both married. From what I can see, nobody's leaving each other's other, she's not leaving her wife. You're not leaving your husband. So what is the heated argument about? The sex isn't good anymore. Maybe the argument was that ultimatum being given that he needs to leave her wife. Can that be it? Can it be? Let's look at your comments, shall we? You are doing great, Yuri. Debatable, M. Debatable. He just needs to watch several episodes of. Oh my God. Here we go. Abbreviations again. I refuse to read it. Ah, goodness gracious. How does a cheater make a good partner? Face palm. Oh, husband's Russian too. Her husband is. Yep. Her husband is. She's between two Russians. Russian men are hot. I sure hope so. I sure hope so. That's because Russian men are some of the best lovers. I'm glad that you think of Russian men so highly. That is a good thing. Well, you know what they say, once you go Russian, you never go back. Who said that? Where have you heard that, Heather? Did you just make this up? Because I've never heard that. I think you know the expression that you're using. That's a different expression that you hear in America. Good men are hot. Define good man, strong ballerina. We're getting very generic here now. Oh my God, these comments. Yes, this is amazing. Vanessa is in the house. Привет. Hello. Thank you for being here. You walked in into the craziness. Как поживаешь? Как поживаешь? How you doing? Doing good. Thank you. How are you? Heather said, no, Yuri, she's not trolling. Just couldn't let go of her first. I'm not so convinced that it was her first. I think that Russian guy just knew. I mean, maybe he was a smooth operator. He did something. He pushed the right buttons. How long did it take for you guys to get over your first? I just got here and feel sad. Don't feel sad. That's just life. I don't think anybody died. We're talking about just family situations. Part is all part of human experience, yo. All part of human experience. We're just learning from it. Next topic can be on first loves. That's going to be deep. Abbreviations. Yeah, don't. Yeah, abbreviations. It's a sore spot apparently because people keep saying abbreviations and, you know, acting like I'm supposed to know that. And I'm not having it. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. All right, let's continue on, shall we? Let's continue on. So we stopped where she said, I really wanted to have sex with him more, but we kind of got into a heated argument, and I said some mean stuff. He won't talk to me anymore, at least for now. Also, was my first time sex. It had an effect on me. Could you tell me more about yourself? What do you want to know? I don't even know why she's asking it because I never responded. These are exact questions like this is the sequence. The last time I responded was at 9 p.m. Eastern time. 9 p.m. Eastern time, I was telling her about the live show. This is my last message, right? And before that, I said I would like to talk about it on my live stream without mentioning any of your information, of course. The last question I said, are you still in touch? And she responded, right? And then so the very last thing, I just told her the time of the live stream. So she went and told me all of this, right? And then she finished up with this. Can you tell me more about yourself? Maybe, listen, maybe she wants a third Russian. That just struck me. That just hit me. Maybe maybe she's going for the trio. Maybe she has a Russian, like a Russian map, or like, you know, those things how you go 1 2 3 4 cross. Maybe she has like a Russian chart, and then she just crossing them out. How many Russians can I smash in 2021? Russian smash chart. That actually sounds kind of cool, right? Russian smash chart. Maybe maybe I am on her Russian smash chart. That is hilarious. That is too funny. Oh my God, that is hilarious. Maybe she's Russian, you know what? This is funny. This is funny. So the questions, can you tell me more about yourself? No answer. What exactly? What exactly what? What are you asking? I've never responded. What exactly what? What do you want to know? Um, oh, I think she said later, "Oh, sorry." The last comment. "Oh, sorry. Just realized I sent that message. Tell me more about yourself by mistake." I have a suspicion that there's fourth Russian involved in this situation. There has got to be somewhere some other Russian that she's texting with, probably, or sending message to. So she said, "I know in the West, in Americas, they say hookups can turn into relationships sometimes, but I'm not sure about Russian culture. Also, I don't think be even consider me. I think she meant he even considered me as a friend with benefits because I stopped the sex." All right, so this woman is all over the place. First of all, she keep bringing up Russian culture. All right, and what I has to say to this is that uh, I really don't care the culture. If man loves having, well, for lack of the better word, in this case, having sex with you, then man gonna probably continue having sex with you. If you're not giving him, headache, if you keep things peaceful, if he enjoys your company, um, if he enjoys the process, he's probably going to keep doing it, right? um, and then she goes to say, also, I don't think he even considered me as a friend with benefits because I stopped the sex. So what I am I am now even more confused about this whole deal. All right, because it started out as a situation where she slept with the guy, unknowing whether she slept with him when she was married or when she was not married. I presume that she was not married when she slept with him the first time. They still were in touch even when she was married. Last September, they discussed the possibility of hooking back up, unknowing, based on this own conversation, if they ever did or not. But then she just drops the bomb. Also, I don't think he ever considered me as a friend with benefits because I stopped the sex. So is it all just mental welfare? Warfare, I mean, not welfare. Mental welfare is quite interesting. Mental warfare at this point, right? It's all just going on. It's either, I mean, one of two options that I can see here based on what we've read. It's either everything is going on in her head, or she's still sleeping with him and she's doing all these crazy things, and she stopped having sex with him because she's, whatever she is doing, um and she still try to label it friends with benefits, but she stopped the sex. So I have no idea what's going on. Based on this, I have no idea what's going on. But this seem very, very twisted. Okay, and even if she's trolling, you know what? We had fun talking about it. We had fun talking about it. Even if this situation is complete BS, worst case scenario, let's say that this person made it all up. This is all complete BS, right? There are still going to be similar situations to this, right? Maybe not 9 years of her thinking about the guy or whatever, remembering him, but there's going to be similar situations. There's going to be plenty of similar instances where people married in both parties are cheating, and it just seems chaotic. All right. So take it as it may. Take it as it may. Let's see some comments. Let's see some comments. Jamie said she wants She wants you. Run, Yuri, run. Oh, I'm so afraid. I'm just shivering. Russian sandwich, like you said. She loves Russians. She wants the tingling, the trinity of Russians. A menage a four. Russian smash chart. Oh no. That's what it is. That's what it is. These comments are funny. Oh God. She's going to read this chart and be pissed. We don't know who she is. We just simply look, this is what people think of this, right? So if you're watching this and if you're reading these comments, these are just opinions, you know, take it with a grain of salt, you know, obviously nobody is perfect, like I said, everybody's going through something, but clearly you can see reaction of other people. I think people having a hard time connecting with that and understanding, you know, how you handle this situation, given that you're married. And so I think you have some choices to make in life. And, you know, I mean, the question becomes, do you want to jeopardize your marriage? Do you really want to? Is all of this worth losing your husband? Hi, Brainer. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you're well. Always happy to see you. Vanessa said, she too much for me. Imagine how her husband feels, or if how he would feel if he find out. Imagine if he knows. Imagine if her husband knows and her husband stays in the relationship. This is, I think this might be one of the hardest thing to deal with as a man when you have a wife who is, in this case, potentially does both. There's a there's infidelity potentially, right? We don't know the timing of it all when she got married and whether or not she hooked up with the guy during marriage again, right? So there's infidelity as a clear possibility. And there's another very heavy, very heavy offense, and that's thinking of another person. So this is a mental betrayal, emotional betrayal, right? And a lot of people say that they can forgive physical betrayal, but people, I think, having a hard time forgiving emotional betrayal. So, as her husband, you know, making love to her, and she potentially thinking of the other dude all the time, or thinking about and talking with the other dude on the side, that is a bit sickening, you know? I wouldn't wish to anybody to be in this situation. I wouldn't wish any man to be in this situation. This is bad. This is very bad. Let's see some more comments. Some tough love. Yeah, that's it. Tough love. She has to know how bad this all is, but I don't think she values herself at all. Is this a joke? We don't know, strong ballerina. I think she needs to understand men don't fall in love just because you give them some. On the other hand, on the other hand, men can get attached. Men can get attached to really good sex, and they can get attached to a woman. I'm not saying that this is your typical situation, but I don't even know what's typical situation is anymore. I think back in the day, if you look at 70 years ago, the way that courtship worked is that you meet somebody, you get to know them, you really vet them out, you really find out who they are, you like their personality, then you proceed forward, right? And the sexual part comes later, right? But now, I mean, people, we talked about casual dating. Even if you don't sleep on the first or second date, I mean, how long does it take for people to get intimate? 1 month, 3 weeks, month and a half? I mean, if you consistently talk, how long does it take? How long does it take? I want to hear from you. What do you think is a reasonable time period at which people get intimate in dating nowadays, 2021? Put it in the comment. Is it 3 weeks? Is it 1 month? Is it 2 months? What is it? Put it in the comment. Becky, I think she's trying to fill the emptiness and lack of self-worth with sex and affairs. Louder the folks in the balcony. Louder for the folks in the balcony. I think it's very important to forgive emotional betrayal because some emotions cause illness. Never learn her lesson. So what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the time frame? This is a serious question for all of you. I want to hear you. I want to see your thoughts. How long do you think, not your ideals, not what do you think it should be? How long do you think that on average it takes for people to get intimate in 2021? Are we talking 2 weeks? Are we talking 4 weeks? Are we talking more time? What is it? What is it? Put it in the comment. What do you think? What is this time frame in 2021? What are you seeing? What are you hearing? Jamie said, I can't do a timeline on sex because people are all different and you develop relationships and trust at different speeds. Fair enough. Let's assume that you like a person and you have connection with the person. It depends. It can be the first date or a year. You never really know until you are with the person. Some connections will be stronger than others. Three to five dates. Cheyenne, thank you for being thank you for being thank you for daring to put a number. That's what I'm trying to say. Kaya, it's whether both parties are going into it with the right headspace. And I don't mean lust. Whew. I need a sip of water. This was very interesting. This was very interesting. Becky said, for me, it's between 1 to 2 months. even when it's not a relationship slash commitment. I have to be comfortable with them. I've never been able to be with a stranger. Comfort is a big thing. Comfort is a big, big thing. I want to remind everyone that tonight topic was personal story shared by a subscriber. This person sent me DM on Facebook. I took the DM, screenshot it, and I shared it with all of you. What can I say? And hold on, I think she's sending me more stuff. Okay, I'm going to read it to you. She just sent me more messages. This is life. This is life and in color. Woo! I'm not going to be able to show you on the screen because I'm looking at my phone now. And I didn't, this just came in. This is hot off the stove, okay? She said, so your live cast. Thanks. A few pointers. Yes, I was 24, but was never involved with the guy before because I barely had friends growing up and was placed in a special ed class since young. So I wasn't too social. Once I hit the 20s, I became interested in horny. That's an interesting combination. Interested in horny. I was always a shy, quiet girl with no social life. That's why it happened at 24. And yes, I was a virgin. She was a virgin. Heather, you called it. Also, how to put my parents' extended family presence in life was low, so I was mainly left by myself and alone to discover the world. She goes on, yes, you didn't know all the details. My husband is actually abusive on all levels, physical and emotional, verbal. Also, we didn't actually have an affair. We wanted to, we planned, but didn't go through with it. He changed his mind, he felt guilty, and now he has a kid. So he definitely doesn't want to. So, if I'm understanding this correctly, they hooked up when they were 24. Then she got married. They both got married. They talked about other affairs or having affairs. Um, from what I'm getting here, they didn't. She's saying we didn't actually have an affair after they married. They planned to, but they didn't go through with it. He changed his mind. He felt guilty, and now he has a kid. So he definitely doesn't want to. Um, so look, this is just gets more sad, to be honest. So to that person, if you're watching right now, I mean, it sounds like you've had a hard life. So as more information surfaces, it becomes clear that, assuming that you're not trolling and you're telling the truth, is that you had a hard life. And I wouldn't wish to anyone to have an abusive husband on physical, emotional, verbal level. So the question to you, why in the world you are with that man? Why not leave your husband? Because it's bigger now than just your affair with this other Russian guy. It is about your life. What are you doing with this guy? What are you doing with the guy who's abusive on emotional, physical, and spiritual level? Verbal. Said physical, emotional, and verbal level. What are you doing with him? Why are you with him? You don't think that your life worth more than being with the guy who is abusive to you? Look, this went south rather quickly, right? Because at first we talked about an affair, we talked about cheating potentially, we talked about need to go to medical professional. Um, but being that that was her first man, I think she's sending more messages. So she said, unfortunately, you misunderstood a lot of things, as I can see by your replies. I didn't actually have an affair. We canceled it. So hold on. You had an affair before when you were 24. So I never, I actually never said that you had an affair during the wedding. I was questioning whether or not you had an affair during the wedding. But in your messages, you clearly said in your first one. So if you're talking about marriage affair, I never said that you did, but it was clear. It was clear that you said, I'm going to show it to you. Your message right here. Then I stopped seeing him. This is a third screenshot. Then I stopped seeing him. No more hooking up because I was really heartbroken. I finally did have sex, but it was just once. So you did have sex with him. I feel like I'm talking to a person who is not watching the live stream. It's just somebody somewhere in Canada right now who's replying. So you did had sexual relationship with him. You saying that you just didn't have sexual relationship with him while you was married, according to you. She said she's just sending out a message. Also, I was hoping you would answer my question more in regards to what do you think, would Russian guy date a girl after sex or not? But you seem to just go over everything I said. I didn't expect that. I mean, with all due respect, your question about would Russian guy date a girl after sex is a minor detail to everything else that you share with me. Whether or not Russian guy would date a girl after sex is like 0.1% of what you actually said, you know? It is what they say a nuisance to this whole situation. I think I'm a little bit more concerned about your life right now, and just sharing it with the community, meaning what what that means, the implication for your life. That's what I'm thinking about, rather than not would Russian guy date you. Whew. She's still responding. She said, and no, I'm not trolling. And it's crazy, but I'm not making it up. This is how it really is. That's why I searched for your channel and saw you cover a lot of things about Russian guys and thought maybe you would answer. Look, I don't, I can make a guess whether or not Russian guy would date you after sex. I think it depends, but I don't even think that based on what you told me, I don't even think that you should be concerned about that right now. It's not my place to say it, but if you're in an abusive relationship with your husband who's Russian, you don't think that should be the main concern of yours right now? You don't think that your well-being should be your main concern right now, in a peace of mind, your physical, your mental, and your overall spiritual being? You don't think that should be your priority right now? Am I missing something? Is dating a Russian guy based on how he feels after sex is more important right now to you than your well-being and your future? Is that what you're telling me? Because quite frankly, I don't see that. I don't. I feel like I'm missing something. But you keep asking me these things that seem to be quite minor, and to be honest, irrelevant, given the gravity of the situation. You can't make that up. You can't make that stuff up. Heather said, I hope she finds her peace. But the other guy has a family now, so she needs to move on from him too. That message explains a lot. She's looking for someone to rescue her from the abuser. Girl, you can't get out without going and to a new man. DM me, I will help. There's some people that are willing to help you through in the community. And if she reads this, I apologize for the jesting. Didn't realize the rest of the backstory. If he's that abusive, he's probably making it impossible to leave. He controls the money, etc., or made threats about if she leaves, she probably wants the other guy because she was safe with him. They say it takes leaving 7 times before a person gets out of an abusive relationship. Who say that? Who say it takes leaving 7 times? Who are they? Strong ballerina. We needed more backstory. Sometimes a woman has to carefully plan and escape from a relationship like that. It can be complex. It's not always so black and white. And then there's a Spanish that I don't understand. My friends, what else to say? What else to say? I think that's been a pretty interesting live stream. Kind of a little sad. I'm a little sad for her. I hope she's okay. Um, I hope she finds her answers. Obviously, I think there's a lot more to it than meets the eye, than the messages that were sent. Um, I hope that you navigate the situation and you find a way to be safe. You know, I think that's, in my opinion, the most important thing in this entire situation. Um, I would say. Becky said it's hard to get it's hard to get out abusive relationship. Here in the States, when I dealt with it, the laws fails and you end up with a stalker. I mean, I think if I'm I don't know what I'm missing, but I think out of all places, the states have the most probably open laws if man abuses a woman. And she's in Canada. I would imagine it's very similar in Canada, to where if you report an abuser, you should be able to have protection of some sort. That's my perception on it. The mood did change, Heather, that's for sure. Let's please send her some good vibes and prayers. Most definitely. Most definitely. Most definitely. Prayers for you, prayers for your family. I hope that you figured it out. I hope that you find solutions. I hope that you find safety and peace of mind. And I hope that, you know, you can be happy in the end. I think that community feels for you. I think people sending you some prayers, people saying that um, we hope you get some help. People resonate with your situation that you're going through abusive relationship, and really hope that you can figure it out and find the strength to find the answers and find the solutions. Strong Ballerina said, maybe not everyone in such a relationship, but for some reason the literature states that it takes 7 times. Braina sends her prayers as well. She needs counseling, but she needs to get out of the relationship first, then counseling. So please look out after yourself. Be safe. Be safe first. Use your families, use your family, use your friends for help, for support. And I really pray and hope that you get through it. This was interesting. This was interesting to look at, and interesting to see how, at first when we're reading these messages, and they seem like just, just to talk about affair and talk about Russian man, fascination with Russian man, and all of a sudden more information came out, and I wonder what else she's not telling us. And I wonder what her husband would say. There's always two sides of the story, right? And so, this where things get very complicated. You hearing the story from one source, you hearing it from one perspective, and with communication also being kind of subpar, to be honest. This message is not the easiest ones to read, So long story short, I think take it with a grain of salt. I'm not discarding what she just sent me. I hope that, I truly hope, I truly, truly hope that her safety and her well-being is utmost of her. It's the most important priority for her. I truly hope so. And I hope that, she finds the way to take care of herself in this situation first and foremost. I appreciate all the hearts. If you're watching, these hearts are for you, person who sent me a DM. Take these hearts as good vibes from the prototypes towards you, and finding the most optimal solution that you can find in the meantime. With that being said, my friends, I think we've had enough for tonight. We're going to do it again tomorrow at 9. What was the suggestion by Heather? First love? I'm not going to sit here and talk about my first love. I think what we can do is to take the concept of first love and talk about what we learn. I think that's going to be interesting. So, how about this? How about we talk about, this is actually a very, very good segue from what we're talking about today, given, this particular person experienced her first man in this type of not so ideal relationship, right? And so maybe we can use our own examples of what we learn from our first love or first most significant relationship that we've had, and how it impacts us moving forward. I think that there's a lot of value in that. What are the takeaways from this first life, from the first love experience? Now that you're more seasoned person out there in the world, how do you see your first love? What was this interaction like? Was it healthy? Was it unhealthy? Why was it good? Why wasn't it good? That's what I would like to discuss tomorrow. I would like to invite you to this live stream at 9 p.m. This live show is real, yo. This live show is real. There's no sugarcoating. It's real. We talk about, we'll look at screenshots of messages that she sent before. I read you messages as they came in from her during the live stream. You've seen the mood changing of the live stream. We still had people commenting. We still had people interacting the whole time. We felt that shift. We felt how all of a sudden more information was uncovered that changed our perspective of the situation. And instead of just, and people start really focusing on her well-being, right? More so than just talking about you need to go to therapy or you made bad decisions. No, it became about her safety. It became about her well-being. So I think it was clear that community was really concerned about you as a person. So it was real. It was real. It was raw. I appreciate everyone. I appreciate everyone's feedback and everyone's comment. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about first love. Curious Light said, my first love awoke in my heart for the first time. Definitely a blessing from the creator of all. Save some comments. I would love to hear. I would love to hear, what was that experience like? What you took away from it? What was so good about it? What was bad about it, if anything? What was good about it then, if anything? What was the lesson? Was there one? That's what I would like for you to think about for tomorrow's live stream. With that, my friends, thank you. Thank you for sticking around. Tonight was a heavy one. Was a heavy one. Thank you for being here. Thank you for commenting. Let me acknowledge some folks real quick in the room. Cheyenne, thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you very much. Thank you for your honesty. Heather, thank you for being here, for all your comments, for all your input. Jamie, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for your support of the channel as well. Strong Ballerina, thank you for hanging out, for all your comments, for your abbreviations. Felicia, thank you for hanging out. It was pretty different, this one. Brian, thank you for joining, for sending your prayers. Appreciate you. Curious Light, thank you for your comments. Thank you for being here. It was lots and lots of fun. Kaya, if you're still here, thank you for being here. Thank you for engaging. Becky, thank you for your comments. Thank you for your wisdom. Vanessa, thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you. My friends, thank you, every single one of you. I'll be seeing you tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. In the meantime, we're sending to this person all the good vibes and hoping for the very best. Prototypes. So long. Have a great Thursday. I'll see you tomorrow night. Peace.